What's up, boys and girls? This is Lance White, and you are watching WGS-TV.
Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and ZempXTV. I'm Double Billy Boudreaux, being joined by a couple of guys. First off, he is the host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, which can be heard every Wednesday night on blogtalkradio.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio if Blog Talk Radio will get their fucking servers fixed. Yeah, not even 5 minutes to the video, we already have an F-bomb drop. That kind of tells you at this point in time in the recording just how freaking frustrated we are with Blog Talk Radio right now. But it's the illuminous one, the shining star, Rick Starr. Rick, how you shining?
I've had better days, but you know what? I'm hanging in there.
From YouTube.com/KillerXKenny, the man from South Park, simply known as Cartman. Cartman, how you doing?
Hey!
We got a couple of TNA topics. You guys have seen us bang out WWE discussion topics here on WGS-TV, but I think it was only fair that we start having a couple of TNA discussions for you. And what we're going to talk to you first right now, guys and gals, listening here on WGS-TV, is the progression of the Aces and Eights storyline. Now, on its inception, it's very agreeable that the Aces and Eights storyline was indeed at that time, a viable angle for TNA. A viable thing to draw that crowd in there, to get that crowd to start watching and start getting it noticed. When we saw the inception, Rick, it's safe to say when we saw the inception of the Aces and Eights storyline within TNA, at that time, that's what TNA needed for a boost to draw in more fans, because honestly, you would probably feel the same way that I do, that at that time the TNA wasn't really doing anything.
I can agree to a point. Yeah, it had gone through a stale stage for a while, and that was so it did hit that snag. And now I think Aces and Eights has kind of grown. It's evolved. Some people will kind of agree that they don't really like it because the whole NWO feel for it. But believe it or not, it does have a following. At this point in time, I'll let Quentin give his input.
Yeah, like you said, it was. I really like the idea of the whole Aces and Eights storyline when it first came into TNA, but now it's been, 8 months? 9 months since it came into TNA?
Mm-hmm.
Like that. And it's just starting to get stale because it's the same thing. Really, to be honest, the same thing every week, and it's just, I'm starting to get really bored of it.
Starting for Glory, we slowly had the unmasking of every member in Aces and Eights, starting with Devon back in that tag match involving Sting, Bully Ray, and 2 members of Aces and Eights. And then it slowly progressed over time, the revealing of every member of Aces and Eights. And some people would figure, I personally figure that the big reveal of everybody involved in Aces and Eights really kind of took too much time, and at some points, in some instances, people just really didn't care who was getting in Aces and Eights. But there were a lot of speculation as to several of the members of Aces and Eights. Rick, and I know one person that was really under speculation, and forgot the people who were blind and didn't even recognize his body type out there. Luke Gallows, aka Doc, now known in TNA, and also Knox, aka Mike Knox. Those were a lot of people that we recognized who it was just by their body style. But there were so many other names rumored to be involved in Aces and Eights: John Morrison, Chris Masters, Scott Steiner. People that they can go on. Now, going through all these names and the people that are involved with Aces and Eights, Rick, do you see any one of them starting with the inception, the reveal of Devon, all down the line. Were you shocked at all at any of the reveals of the people involved in Aces and Eights?
I think the biggest one that I was shocked was Knox. Believe it or not, I was like, wow, he was the big shocker. I remember when they had when Garrett Bischoff and his tag team partner
Briscoe.
Briscoe. Thank you. I remember when they got unmasked, there was no big shock. They were the least too shocked because for the longest time they had the two masks, and the guy who you saw everybody was paying out you would see pictures of them masked, and they had like memes saying, hey, this is him, this is Briscoe, and this is Garrett. And lo and behold, once they got unmasked, who were they? Because it was so hard. It wasn't hard because Garrett, I'm sorry, Briscoe always tried to like put his hair in a bun, and even when he wrestled, he had his hair in a bun. Who does that? Nobody. And now that he's actually wrestling, he since he has his mask off, he has his hair down. It just didn't make sense. So, yeah. But again, Doc was Knox was the biggest shock.
Let's go up to the next topic we're going to be talking about, guys and gals here, and that's the creative direction of AJ Styles and where they're going from here with him. Everybody knows we saw at Bound for Glory 2012, AJ Styles lost the match where the stipulation was the winner would get a #1 contenders match, and the person who gets pinned, which was AJ Styles at that time, would not receive another title shot until 2013 Bound for Glory. Now, ever since then, we saw the AJ Styles gimmick and character go through what people would really consider to be a downward spiral, and to the point where he actually walked out of the company. And the last thing, one of the last statements that we saw we heard him say was he was tired of doing the right thing, and it was time for him to start doing his thing. And it wasn't too recently, Cartman, that we started seeing vignettes of AJ Styles, hearing reports that he was drinking, possibly doing some illegal substances, and possibly getting involved with Rob Van Dam and the Mr. Happy Plan. And we saw a vignette where he's riding a motorcycle. We thought at one time we saw him talking to members of Aces and Eights. He was just kind of pulling off the whole Aces and Eights storyline. What has been your reaction and your thoughts on, first off, the current direction of AJ Styles, and where do you think they'll go next with him?
I, to a certain degree, like the whole idea with AJ Styles, but it seems like they kind of don't know where they're going with it, to a certain extent. That's just the way I feel, anyway.
Rick, a lot of people would really compare and contrast the current angle they're doing with AJ Styles to Sting and the situation he went through with the NWO back in 1997 when he came back and we had the inception of the Crow Sting.
Yes, they would.
Go ahead.
And you know what? I agree. I would agree to that. But you know what? This is something else that I would agree more so. That's another character, and believe it or not, that some people wouldn't see it too, is and that's more to John Cena. And people are gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" Now, just recently, John Cena. Let's look at WrestleMania 27. John Cena had a real bad losing streak. Then John Cena had a divorce. And then he kept on losing and losing and losing and losing and losing. Then what happened WrestleMania 28? He won the WWE title back from The Rock.
Slight correction, Rick. It was WrestleMania 28 where he lost. And
WrestleMania 28, WrestleMania 29. I'm sorry, I got my dates wrong. But the point is you see the timeline that I'm going with, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So now, let's go back to the last Bound for Glory, where same concept, where AJ Styles says he cannot win for 1 year. They're doing it the same concept, but a little bit more darker. You know, first they had the accusations where he was going with that crack addict. Then, you know,
I hated that
remember
storyline.
it was really bad, but they're making, you know, and then of course he had some losing streaks before that. I think now they're giving him the, as you could call it, the crow sting angle, where he just doesn't care about nobody or nothing, and he's gonna come back. He's starting to, you know, come back, and he's gonna just start beating the hell out of anybody. He has no anybody, you know, he has no allies, no friends, and I think, you mark my words, and I'm saying it right here. Come next Bound for Glory series, he's gonna win it, and he's gonna become champion.
Cartman, do you agree with that assessment?
Probably, because, like Rick said, it's pretty much the exact same thing that the WWE did with Cena.
Alright, so what we want to know now from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts, your input as to what we're talking about. You know, we want to know what you guys have to say about the whole progression of the Aces and Eights storyline in TNA, and your thoughts on the current direction, and where do you see TNA taking the AJ Styles storyline. Put your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Guys, Rick Starr is normally over on blogtalkradio.com/hardcore wrestling radio every Wednesday night when it's not giving us fits. But Rick, you got a special event coming up next Wednesday, and Blog Talk Radio will decide to pull the stick out of their ass.
Yes, I do. Yep. Next Wednesday, I will have the honored by Honorable Judge Jason Knight. He's an ECW original and former television champion, and we'll have him on 8 o'clock Eastern time.
And guys, Cartman's over on youtube.com/KillerXKenny now. Now, Cartman, I know you don't have anything going on at this moment, but do you have anything in the works? Do you have anything in the future coming up for people who are subscribed to youtube.com/KillerXKenny?
I have some ideas, but having an idea and executing it are two different things.
Well, yes, yeah, that is definitely a true statement. Also, on that notion, guys, don't forget to please subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZFXTV Network. So for the Illuminous one, the shining star, Rick Starr, and the man from South Park, simply known as Cartman, I'm Double Beam Billy Boudreaux, saying thank you very much for watching. We also like to remind everyone that this discussion has been brought to you by the brand new Nick Bondage custom condoms. They're like a chair shot to the balls.
Stone concerts. Stone concerts. Stone concerts. Stone concerts. Spiritual medium. Stone concerts. Stone concerts. I'm Haley Ringrose. Stone concerts.
My name's Andrew Weatherall.
Spiritual medium. Stoke concerts.